It's Lisa, and I'm a little feisty tonight. So this should be a fun one. But tonight I want to talk about some strange combinations my brain has been making. Fantasy football, zombie apocalypse, and you. You wonder how it's all connected? If you have looked at or seen any of the like 2020 bingo card memes that are floating around, you know that we live in some pretty epically weird times. There's no telling what is coming next around the bend. And that got me thinking a lot about what do we do to prepare for that? And what is next? Okay, so the murder hornets thing was kind of a dud. Who knows what's happening with COVID? Is something else around the corner? I don't know. But when the shit hits the fan, who do I want to be in a room with? Dodging the shit. Whose team do I want to be on? And how do I want this to work? And I don't know if this is something that you all have thought about too. But there was a time many, many years ago when I had the opportunity to take someone's spot on a fantasy football league. Now, I had never played fantasy football before, but I actually love football. And so when someone needed to drop out of the league, I volunteered to take their spot. And it turns out I got really lucky because I inherited a really good team. And I got really lucky throughout the season, made some smart trades, may have, participated in some shenanigans, behind the scenes. But it turns out that particular season, I won the Fantasy Football League. I won the Super Bowl. Bragging rights for the rest of the year, which really just meant that they didn't let me play anymore because the guys didn't want the girl on the team who might beat them. But it really got me thinking about the ability to recruit a team, right? If you had a fantasy team to help you deal with troubled times, right? A fantasy team to deal with things like, I don't know, a zombie apocalypse. Who would you want to be on a team with? Now, I'll be honest, on a football team, there's not a whole lot that I could contribute. Maybe carrying water. I don't know. But on a zombie apocalypse team, who would you want to be on a team with? And what would your role be? When I think about who I might want to be on a team with in case of zombie apocalypse or murder hornet apocalypse or whatever the hell is coming next, I really wish my crystal ball was a little clearer on what we could, predict in the future. But, I think about things like I'd hope to be, on a team with someone who, I don't know, can hunt and fish. Maybe we might need food. Grow food. Growing food is good. Maybe protection, things like that. These are all things that are probably not going to be my skill set necessarily in terms of zombie apocalypse. I would hope to be on a team with, somebody who has some common sense, somebody who can maybe build things, who's kind of handy. People who aren't jerks, that'd be nice. But I've often thought about what would my contribution be on that team, right? Because those are all things that not my lane, as some people would say. What would my contribution be? It's not going to be grabbing things off of hive shelves in the kitchen. That is not my skill set either. So what can I bring to the table? And, I got to thinking about how many of us might feel that we don't have a whole lot to contribute. But if I truly believe what I've been teaching over the past years, that we all have inner gifts, that we all have something inside of us that's special that we can tap into, that we can bring out to contribute, not only to the betterment of our own lives, but to the betterment of the lives of those around us, wouldn't that apply when the shit hits the fan too? Wouldn't we even need more of that during troubled times? So I believe all of us have something that we could contribute to the team during a zombie apocalypse or any other kind of weird ass event that might be going on around us. Pick your thing from the bingo card. But how strong do you feel in those elements of your life and what you could bring? I believe strongly that interacting with people who are stronger in their faith than they are in fear, that's actually a really important skill set to bring to the table. People who, even when things are whirling and crazy around them, have the opportunity to have more courage and confidence and faith rather than getting rattled and all riled up in the fear and letting the fear kind of bring out the worst of them instead of the best of them. That could be a really important skill. How about things like tapping into your intuition, honoring your gut, being able to tell if the person knocking on the door is friend or foe energetically before they act in any certain way. Maybe actually being able to trust your clairs. Wonder what your clairs are, right? Things like clairvoyance and clairsentience, claircognizance, clairaudience, the other clairs that allow you to tap into information from the universe. What if, heaven forbid, Facebook goes down, right? We're out of communication with each other. We can't get the news. That kind of sounds beautiful, doesn't it? But we don't have that kind of communication. Are you able to tap in? Are you able to tap in to communication and information, maybe even from a higher source that's even more trusted than what we might see on TV screens or on our phone screens thanks to social media? How do you trust your skills there? If I'm looking to somebody or hoping, to protect myself or hunting fish to, bring in food for the family or whatever, I'm going to hope that I've got pretty good skills in those areas. But there's a whole lot of other things that during troubled times can help lend to our faith and our courage and our confidence and help us not get rattled with fear to where we turn on each other and turn against our own better nature, but where we can actually allow our better nature to be the guide forward out of the times of trouble. It seems that's a pretty important contribution. So that's one of the reasons that I'm really looking forward to kicking off this Warrior of Light basic training. Signups are happening next week. And this particular training is really going to be an opportunity for you to hone those skills, to learn things about energetic protection, to learn things about how to amp up your own gifts, your own superpowers on the inside that could really be a contribution, an intuitive contribution, a trust in your gut contribution, a connection contribution, if times get any weirder than they already are, which many people believe is probably a certainty. So if you are intrigued at all, please let me know, because I would love to have you on the team. Those are the kind of skills, along with, all the brute stuff too, that I would love to be on a team with. So if you're looking for a team, we've got to sign up. Warrior of Light Basic Training, sign-ups coming next week. Talk to you soon.